Live. Live. We're live. I think we're live. We're live. Hey, Nick. Yeah, wow. I don't even think you were first. I think you were like here before I was. Anyway, good morning. Now, every now and then you wish, you hope what you're feeling right now is a bug bite and not something like, oh, I don't know, poison ivy. Anyway, how was your work day yesterday, Nick? Hopefully it went smoothly. Morning. Let's get it on. Oh yeah, today we get to do repair. Ooh, I love it. I love doing repairs. My favorite thing. You want smooth? It's another early one. Oh, is it? 1.19. An interesting work day yesterday on the personal side of things. Let's see. These are my odd duck sizes, I think, right? Yeehaw! That's what I'm looking for. I love it. I will say having railroad scale stuff actually on the occasion is really good. Like for some crazy reason, they made this 3/64 inch rod, 1.2 millimeter. Perfect. 1.6 millimeter for the 1/16. Why? No idea, but I'm very thankful. So, yeah, yesterday was an interesting day. So, regale in a second. So, yesterday we had Mondays are usually our staff meetings. We have weekly follow-ups, reviews of projects, how they're going. Careful, Nick, the early worm gets the bird. Exactly. So we're talking about one of the larger projects we're working on without going into the details of how this project has overall been going, because of, I think from the mechanics of the project, we've been doing very well. I think in terms of the management of the project from the owner, not so well. So we've been having all sorts of interesting conversations. So he, of course, we're like, all right, so where do we stand on this project? We're looking to send guys there this week. It's like, I need to review this with my engineer and my site super construction guy, because I'm project managing this job. Okay. So I just want to get one of the, it doesn't matter. Ultimately, they're all going to get used the same way. So the owner steps in, he's listening to this, and he's like, man, well, I want to be part of that meeting. And I looked at him and I just said, why? It's like, why do you want to be part of this? Well, I just want to know what's going on. And it's like, look, there's my engineer. There's my site super. I'm the guy managing the project. We're taking care of this. What we need you to just kind of do a little bit of client management on this, and from the side of I'm a bird catching worm. Yes, you are. It's kind of kinky. So he started getting pissed off, and I said, "Look, we're at the grunt level. We're trying to get this project done." And his comments, well, I don't think you guys are grunts. I said, well, I'm telling you, we are. You're the owner of the company. You need to be managing the business, and you need to be managing, maybe like specifically like this client from the financial side. Let us do this. He got pissed off and walked away. It was good. It felt good. That's the problem with the guy that I work for. He thinks that he thinks he's like a field tech, and it's like, dude, you're the owner of the company, for fuck's sake. Act like the fucking owner of the company, for fuck's sake. All right, let's see if we can. I'm going to leave this on the sprue. Just make sure I can see if I can come close to centering it. There we go. That's close enough. So, anyway. Good morning, Tony. What's going on, brother? I can't comment too much or I'll get one of those stupid purple crowns. Stupid purple crowns. Nice. You don't want a stupid purple crown? You're already at number 2. You're our number 2, Ray. Hey, Ken. Good morning. No. Hey, Edwin. Good evening. Dumb fuck people. All right, we're doing a little repair work on the road wheel. I'm sorry. These are the return rollers. Excuse me. Since one of the pieces broke off, I'm just gonna be. I've already got a piece of rod ready to go. My lighting here this morning ain't all that great. I'm trying to figure out why. It gets a little better. Coffee and tutu. That's all that is going on so far. Nice. All right, haven't bored through the plastic. That's good. Let's add it. I think one of the maybe one of the older things you discover when you get older. It's like we joke about it, about becoming grumpier. Becoming a grumpy old man type of thing. I think it kind of goes beyond that. It's just like my tolerance particularly for stupidity. And look, I also, just so we're on the same page, I look at myself in the mirror every now and then. It's like, you can sometimes do some really stupid shit. But my tolerance for stupidity has gotten, shall we say, thin. All right, I'm going to have to go to 1.3. Speaking of tolerances, Evergreen, as good as they all are, there's availability, the quality of their stuff is good. Their tolerances, not the tightest. Not the tightest. Let's go to 1.3. There we go. That happens more and more the older we get. Yeah. But just, like I said, and the first thing is, I'll also say it quite often. It's like, I love being proven wrong. It's like, if I make a mistake, I say something stupid. No, I'm legit. It's like, I want people to just say, hey, you're off base. But at the same time, it's like when you see somebody, especially when they're doing the same thing over and over and over again, it's like, dude, honestly, get your head out of your ass, for Christ's sake. Last time my friend was making a mistake of thinking playing Warhammer will be cheap. You spent 300 and it's still not enough by my. You should spend like $1,000 for. Oh my god! Wow. First of all, I know Warhammer is not cheap. I didn't realize it was that not cheap, but wow. Yeah. Well, I hope he's into it, Edwin, because it sounds like he's into it. Okay. Like I said, the tolerances on Evergreen. Like I feel very confident that the drill bit that I just used is a 1.3 millimeter drill bit. So that this 1.2 millimeter still is not fitting tells me that the extrusion probably wasn't 100% accurate. But we are now in. There we go. Now we're going to cut the part off. Wow. That's pretty funny. Words of I don't need any more bullshit today from anyone, and that includes myself. Yeah, actually, exactly. That is the reason I stay away from Warhammer and Gundam, the card game. Yeah, 100%, Tony. I'm 100% in your camp on that one. 100%. I cannot afford to do another hobby. I'm very happy with this one. I mean, having discovered armor hasn't been the cheapest thing. You know, having discovered things outside of Gundam modeling hasn't been cheap, but at least I can use the same tools. All right, I'm going to do 2 of these at a time. What am I supposed to make? Why am I making only? Okay, that might be interesting. I may not even have to make one of these. There are 4 of these things, but I'm only supposed to make 2 return rollers. Yeah, only 2 return rollers. Interesting. Huh. I'm going to make it anyway. Why not? It's already here. He'll spend more than $1,000 since he will be commissioning me to paint while I funnel some of those commission money to build my own army. Hey, that's exactly how it works, right? You provide the material. I provide the labor. This is the cost for labor. Cash, check, or charge. Look at the world's angriest TV RV salesman. Look up the world's angriest RV salesman. Do I have to? Watching people opening the GG booster packs, and it is so tempting, but then I'm like $200 for the box of boosters for cards. I will never play with. Yeah, I'm going to try and resist. Yeah. I may pick up like a couple of packages just to see what the cards look like when seeing what they're going to cost, first of all, at PatCon. I believe Mike's bringing a few of those, so I'll check them out. But other than that, yeah, I genuinely do not want to get myself into another hobby. All right, let's get another one of these. So in fact, we're just going to do all of these at this point. So it's funny that they actually mold 4 of these, but you only need 2. It's rare that you actually make too many parts. Yeah, that's wild. And that's the runner. The art is beautiful, and I really want the miniatures to paint, but it's a slippery slope. Well, the other thing about painting the miniatures is maybe it's like anything else, is becoming targeted about what you might find, right? I'm assuming it's a blind bag for the miniatures, or maybe you get some and you trade a few and just get the ones that you want, or buy the ones that you want. It might be cheaper doing it that way, right? You pay a little bit more, but you get the one that you want. Whew. Let's see. I was going to slap him last night because he attempted to buy the giant Tau 15 robot kit with. Oh. Hey, Edwin, question. Interesting question here. Does he have the money for it? I don't know. I haven't not seen any more minifigs except the first set booster packs with a minute. I don't know, have not seen any more minifigs yet except the first set booster packs. I'm going to guess there'll be a blind bag, though. Yeah, he got the money. So here's the thing. Far be it from me as a salesperson, and this is the same thing I say. My clients come to me and say, hey, we want to do this. And then they come to me and say, this is too much money. Okay, we can certainly, but you asked for X. Here's what X looks like. It has a Y price tag. If you don't want to be at Y, we can do Y minus, but X is going to be minus as well. But the point I'm trying to make is that if he really wants it, he's got the money, go for it. And then he'll turn it over to you. You'll paint it, and you'll get even more of his money. Sounds like a win-win-win to me. So, Tony, you can only pick up the little figures through they're not just like in every. I don't know how they're being done up. Are they part of the cards? Do they give you one with the card, or how do you get one? See, maybe this is the benefit of being ignorant. Yes, I will suffer for it. The Master Chunks is all resin kit. I should practice with resin kit as we speak. So will you have to build it as well? So he's just going to literally hand you the entire kit. You're going to have to assemble it, clean it, get it all prepped, and then paint it. Oh, wow. So they're only with the first run box set they put out. The big thing right now is a new type rising booster pack. No figs yet, though. Interesting. Okay. It'll be interesting to see where that ends up going. All right, got that done. We're going to glue this one in place. Like I said, why not? Do that or I throw away the part. Not going to do that. As right arm, left arm, body with legs, cannon, weapons. Wow. Wow. Hey, once again, great. Not sure how they work the figs into the card game since I have not bought any. Yeah, and bought or even looked into the rules themselves. Yeah, just not interested. Okay. Let's just suck up some of that extra. There we go. No, I just got to get this thing tipped right. It's off a little bit, but I don't think I'm going to use this one anyway, but it's there and it's built. We'll let that dry for a minute and then we'll cut it and then add the other piece on. If I start into the rules, it might be really bad on my wallet, like Gunpla isn't already. You're right, exactly. Yeah. I do think that, I mean, there's a couple things, and we've talked a little bit about this. I think the number of releases that are coming out now are just, I'm not interested. I'm not interested in any of the G-Quacks kits. I'm not interested in, really many of the, definitely not the IBO stuff, except for the Man Roadie, maybe. The build fighter stuff, none of that stuff is of interest. The Witch from Mercury stuff, Choo Choo's Demi Trainer was the only one that I was kind of interested in. So I'm thankful that there's that. Now, the one thing that they have not done, and I'm not sure that Bandai will do it, I would love for them to start releasing some of the Odd Duck suits from Double Zeta. We're coming up on the 40th anniversary of Double Zeta next year. This year is the 40th for Zeta. It'll be good to see. You got a bunch of stuff that you haven't done. Can we see these things get re-released or get released? If not, I'll just do what I'm kind of enjoying, which is go find the older models, which I have most of, and just work on those. But generally speaking, not really finding a lot of the Gundam stuff is really enticing me to buy. It's kind of funny as a Gundam guy, I'm kind of moving away from Gundam. The MGSD Destiny they announced is something I will be picking up. Yeah. MG Verca Double Zeta is the newest. MG Verca Double Zeta in the MG line. Didn't they have a Double Zeta already in the Verca line? I don't do 100 scale either, so generally I don't do master grades or any of that stuff. I do have the master grade Psycho Zaku. I will say, in some ways, I'm thankful that they've never released all of the Thunderbolt stuff, because if they ever released a lot of those designs from the manga, I can see that hitting my wallet hard. C1. I could see that hurting my wallet. Oh, that's fabulous. So, am I missing something? So they gave me 4 of one side of the return rollers, but on this side, there's only 2. Okie dokie. I don't know why, but okay. If that's how you want to play the game, we'll play the game that way. So I am going to have incomplete parts. basically the Phasma with a transformation Zeta head and new arms. Great. Not interested. Where's my Thunderbolt Act guy? Just yours? Just hair. I'm the other one. That guy I'm waiting for also. Good luck. I'd love to know the reason why Bandai abandoned what appears to be abandoned the Thunderbolt anime. The manga was absolutely spectacular. In fact, I got to see if I can find the next. I've got about 3 issues left to finish the series, which I'm really excited for because it is that good. And the mobile suit designs were absolutely spectacular. Was the Kapoor Thunderbolt? Did they do a Kapoor and Thunderbolt? I don't recall that they did. They may have. But the Kapoor was originally part of Double Zeta. I'm waiting for a Seed Freedom, MG Rising Freedom. I have no idea what that is. I love being blissfully ignorant about non-UC series. Is that they're waiting for the manga to end so they can produce the anime, knowing where is the finish line. Do you think so, Edwin? I hope you're right, because that series really deserves a manga. I mean, an anime, excuse me. Kapoor was Zeta. I'm not 100% sure Zeta has some of the coolest designs. It does have some of the coolest designs, but I believe it was introduced in Double Zeta when they come to Earth and they're taking on, because, of course, every series, they're in space. They come to Earth for a short bit, then they go back to space. And they came to Earth and they did some aquatic shit for a short while. I would love for them to do, like, they've got the Momo Kapoor, got the Foundation. Give me a Kapoor. And they just announced the Hathaway Flash Part 2. I should ask some insider for some info. Info in terms of, like, what? And I'd rather be blissfully ignorant. Because, that's who I am. A blissfully ignorant ignoramus. All right, let's get this thing put together. We're going to take one of these. Slide it on through like that. There you go. And it's pegged. Right there, guys. Okay, what the fuck am I missing? Oh, I see what they're doing. Totally get it. Okay, we're good. I'm anime, but I'm not all into all the jazz. Nothing against jazz. It's not my kind of music. So, Anthony, do you have something against jazz? I'm calling you on the carpet for that one. What is next? Yeah, I'm looking forward to Hathaway stuff also. Oh, God, yeah. I don't know what happens. I missed it. Don't tell me. You don't know what happened. Good morning, Dwayne. You missed what? What'd you miss? Manny, good morning. What's going on, brother? The new Gustav Karl Type 00. That is also a cool kit. I might need to grab that. I don't even know. What is that from? The 00? Might go. Not my kind of music. I enjoy Nothing against it. It's just not my preference. Unacceptable. I don't trust people who don't like jazz. I'm just going to say it. Just going to say it out loud. I'm kidding, by the way. I do love jazz. Including some way out there Ornette Coleman shit. Or some of the crazier stuff that John Coltrane did. Alice Coltrane, all of them. Then again, just any jazz. Any jazz from basically from all the way from the ragtime stuff all the way to modern jazz. Love it, love it, love it. George is horny for jazz. Oh, dude, I am. Yeah, without a doubt. Jazz flute. Jazz. Who doesn't love a good jazz flute? Oh. It's just jam bands for people with scarves. Yeah, right. I don't think that's 100% true. Sorry, I love it because it is an art form, but I can only listen to so much of it before I want to listen to something else. Something else. Great album by Nat Adderley. Is it Nat or is it his brother? Now I'm spacing out. Another jazz album. Should pick it up. I like scarves. Seems like Thunderbolt is the perfect anime for George. Oh, it's pretty damn close to it. Oh, it's got everything going for it. How about Frank Zappa? I haven't listened to enough Zappa to really say, but I do like Zappa. And umbrellas. You strike me as an umbrella guy, kind of, Ken. Especially in your field, you probably need one. Jazz from Hell should be up your alley. Kids start school tomorrow. I need to get to bed earlier. Why? Oh, and don't forget, they wear fez hats and small circle frame shades. Jazz fashion. Well, jazz and beatniks were kind of associated. That is true. Before it all became, rock and roll. When bebop, hard bop, West Coast jazz kind of did all that. All right, let's get a little bit of measuring here. How much time I got? I got plenty of time. Plenty of time. 1:30 a.m. is late, especially if you're up now. Yes, having done that many times foolishly. Yes, you're correct. So, Dwayne, what are you going to do when the kids are off to school? He looks fedorable in his little hat. Fedorable. Fedorable. I like that term. I should actually wear a fez. I do like fezzes. 4 mil. Of course, I now got a little Brubeck running through my head. Which is always good, in my opinion. I've got, actually, yesterday I've been listening to a lot of a lot of 60s ska. There's also been like, it's good music for just kind of kicking back to, decompressing to at the office. Oh, it's awesome. Fedora and zoot suits. Yeah, we got to bring these styles back. Have a clean house. Actually get this project moving. Yeah, I guess that would be nice, huh? Clean house. for George. George will start scatting. No, remember, you can't sing or you will get dinged. No singing or there will be dinging. Here's a fun fact. Black metal without distortion is just surf rock. Black metal without distortion is just surf rock. Really? Interesting. Thinking of adding an organ grinder and a monkey and a fez to my intersection career. I think if you can afford it and it'll net you more, go for it. I kick you in another 50 cents when I drive by. There we go. A little repair. Excuse me. A little repair. Surf rock with a lot of scales. Most rap is just country music with a beat. You think so? I'm trying to wrap my head around that one. I don't see that one, but I'm gonna have to think about it. Well, it's basically classical music technique with distortion. That could be true. Randy Rhoads. Sorry, I'm at a hot take limit this week. A hot take limit this week. Nice. Fun fact, my mom is a huge Neil Diamond fan, so the first concert I ever attended was Neil Diamond. Well, that's pretty cool. Nothing wrong with that. Dude, I used to hate the shit my parents listened to. Hated it. You know, Frankie Valli, you know, or what else? Nat King Cole, Bing Crosby, all of the, all the big band. I'm sorry. Shouldn't say, yeah, some of the big band stuff. The Dorsey brothers, all of that stuff. And I hated it as a kid. And now I'll put that stuff on all the time, irrespective of the memories it brings back. It's just great music. So enjoy those times. So I guess the question might be as a follow-up, do you like Neil Diamond? Girl left me, cops stopped my car, just trying to get through my day. Yeah. With maybe a little bit of police violence thrown in the mix, right? Van Halen mom is an Indonesian. Yes, I think I knew that. They were quite the mixed marriage, which is pretty cool, huh? All right. So these two parts are going bye-bye. I'm going to put them in this box because I've got no other box to really put them in. The one thing I don't like about the Meng kits, I don't like their boxes. But small issue. Small. All right. Where are we now? Covers. Listen to Neil Diamond, but I would not buy his music for myself. Yeah. Not that I would disagree with you on that one. Not that I would disagree. So Manny, how's supervising going? How are things being a big time supervisor now? Big time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12. We got 12 wheels to work on. Start with these guys. We'll work on these. It's going well. I like it. And to be honest, I think I was made to be a supervisor. That's awesome, Manny. So you're made to kind of go around, tell people that they're failing at their jobs, kicking them a little bit, telling them you're going to take away their wages. I'm kidding, by the way. That's cool. So Manny, if I may ask, serious question. what makes it enjoyable, or what you think you were made for? Kind of curious. To clean the train or get time on the street. Nice. Like the opening scene from Blazing Saddles. Joking. Yeah, I kind of figured as such. Yeah, but I'm kind of curious. My wife and I frequently talk about, and you guys have probably heard it here, almost full circle conversation. That a lot of people who rise into certain roles are genuinely, they're technicians who rise into management, and they're two different skill sets. We have had the terrible misfortune of working for people like that. It's all over the place. Everything from the Dead Milkman to Lil Wayne. Oh, I appreciate everyone for their art and expression. That's cool. And that's good. I feel the same way. Might not like something, but I appreciate that somebody does. Help them with problems that I never had the opportunity when I was a train cleaner. Really? That's awesome, man. So Manny, I got to tell you, I would love to be sitting in front of you right now having this conversation. So do you think that your role is sort of like, is the supervisor sort of like an educator in that regard? Like you're guiding people along and educating them forward? I'm not just a supervisor. I'm a counselor, therapist, and a family-oriented person. Yeah, dude. Can you do me a favor, Manny? Can you go have conversations with my boss? The moron that he is. I want to expand my music taste and found something interesting called clowncore. Clowncore. I'm scared to ask what clowncore is. I'm not joking, guys. It's like I love to learn about what makes one person really, really good as they move into a supervisory or managerial role, and other people just fail dismally at it. But what were the qualities that people thought, hey, you're doing A, we think you'd suddenly become a really good supervisor or manager? Get in there and find out. I think it's due to the fact that I am not scared of the higher ups, but I do respect them. Yep. Nice. No one can help your boss, George. Hopefully soon enough, no one will have to. There was conversation yesterday that things might actually be moving forward again, which is a blessing. Yeah, you're right. No one can help him. He's a fucking idiot. He's a nice guy, and he's just an idiot. Guy who rose 2 levels above his capabilities. Okay. We're going to get one of these road wheels done today, which I'm happy about. Ooh, hello. There we go. One road wheel done. Good work, but now I need you to make others do good work. Right. Totally different skill sets, right? Empathy, compassion, forward thinking, problem solver, lifting them up to go and have a better career. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, I think what ends up happening, and this is the problem that I've seen in a variety of different positions, both in academia, in library systems that I've worked at, in retail positions, though that's been less so because the retail that I worked, they vetted a lot of these guys really, really well. Not 100%, but a lot of that stuff was great because what you end up finding is that really good managers are no longer like, you're not supposed to be like that field guy. You're supposed to have all these qualities that Manny is talking about. My experience has been most of them, as Louise Shiner once said, they just can't take off their tool belts. I think you do good work, but I need to make others do good work. Empathy, compassion. Yep. Although most people doing good. Later, fellas. Nick, have a good one, brother. May your day be smooth. Most people doing the good work. Either I'm assuming fake the stats being tracked, or they're just peacocks. Could be. All right, I'm going to do one quick bit of sanding, and then we're going to call it a session. Let's get this thing cleaned up. Pop it in place. I want to get these pieces glued together. That way, all I've got left to do is literally the wheels and tracks. I think I'm going to be ordering, I'm not sure if I said it or if I was just thinking it earlier, but I think I'm going to be ordering figures for this soon. I'd like to get some figures done for it. I may also get figures for, where is it? This guy here too. We'll see. Hi, Nick. The 1/72 scale figures to go with the little cityscape I'm working on. I think that's what I want to do. I want to see if I can get a bunch of this stuff off the bench next year. I know, the funny thing about this hobby, particularly when you've got so much going on or started or in the backlog or whatever, it's like, give it 5 minutes and you'll change your mind. It's like, oh, I think I'm going to do X. And then tomorrow you come back and say, I'm going to totally do Y. It's like, what the hell are you talking about? A lot of pastors get high on the smell of their gas, especially the women supervisors. Really? Why so the female supervisors? That's interesting. Almost there. Okay. I think that's done. Let's get this part glued together. We get these parts glued together, and then we're going to call it a session after this. Well, that's okay. We'll sand all that off. Days of middle-time jobs. So females have had a lot of harassment, so to speak, and once they get into a position of power, their egos and emotions get the best of them. Are you saying that they're trying to put people? My boss at work is a woman. My boss at home are 3 women. Yeah, exactly. Logic and common sense is a hurdle. Interesting. So they're starting to behave like men, and men can't handle it. What the hell is that? Interesting. I have no idea. Is that the way it's supposed to go? Maybe. All right, we're going to get this glued into place. I'm assuming this is the part that goes into there we go. All right, I'm assuming that's the part that gets glued in. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, so we got one of the injection pin thing. I'm glad I got that cleaned up because otherwise it would have looked like shit. Great. This is ready to be cleaned up, and then tomorrow we'll have it glued onto the body. It's more abusive power and swollen ego. Interesting. But men don't do that. I find that interesting. That's an interesting concept that we're going to have to delve into at some point. If you meet one asshole, they're an asshole. If everyone you meet is an asshole, you're the asshole. Yeah. I think there's some truth to that. Yeah. I think there's some truth to that. But my experience has been with women. My wife and I have had interesting conversations about this, and I'll let go after this because I got to roll. But when women are put into positions of power, what ends up happening is that they start in some ways taking on those roles, the same roles that they've been kind of taught, or the same sort of at times aggressiveness that's required because they have to be aggressive in certain roles of leadership because they're just not always in those positions or given those opportunities. So they have to behave in those ways it's expected of them to behave. But then once they behave that way, whoa, ramp it down there, girly, kind of attitude is, and my wife and I were having a long conversation about this a few years back. Only weak men throw power around, and I'm glad I do not have a weak persona. Yeah. I think what you find though is that there's, I don't know, maybe Manny, sounds like you and I have had totally different work experiences. I think I've got a lot of, I've worked for a lot of weak people who, yes, do throw out a lot of that power because that's how they think things work. I don't always think that they're weak in terms of that. I just think they're weak in certain, they have deficiencies in certain areas. But yeah, that's something that having had, I will say, my daughter, Zoe, who graduated with a women and gender studies degree, and having talked with her quite a bit about gender roles, particularly in the workplace, it is interesting the double standard that women do face in the workforce. And, we as guys are like, well, we kind of look at that a little differently, and it's like, no, they do have that. So, but in any case, I apologize that I have to cut this short because now I do have to get ready for work. As much as I really don't want to get ready for work, I have to get ready for work. But we're certainly able to continue this at some point down the road, whether tomorrow or at another time. Have a great day, George, and everyone. See you all tomorrow. Tony, have a good one, brother. Always good to see you here in the mornings. My friends, stay safe and stay sane. Thanks for being on today. As always, good conversations, fun conversations, but more importantly, respectful conversations. I love the fact that we can show love and respect for each other because that's what it's all about. When we can do this, everyone, from blessed day, I hope it's uneventful and fast. Amen, Manny. Cut this short. You're late. Have a great day. Exactly. But guys, go out there and do good. Continue to do the good stuff that we do here every day. Respect, dignity, kindness to people. It's the only way we're going to get through these shitty times, by showing love and all that for other people. Go out there, do good. Love you all. I will be back on again tomorrow, same time, same channel. And with that, peace.